Hi, Algebra 1, Stirrup here. So we're going to go over number 4 notes. So, it says solve the following on a number line. So, our number line is basically right here. So what I'm going to do is I treat the inequality just like equal signs. So if I subtract 10 from each side, and those cancel, I get 5x is less than or equal to 30 minus 10 is 20. Then I divide both sides by 5 and reduce. So I get x is less than or equal to 4. So on a number line, maybe put 0 here, put 4 here. We're going to have a solid dot. And the reason it's a solid dot is because I have an equal sign. That's part of it. And I want values less than 4, so we're going to shade this way. And that's how we do it. And we're going to start, this is going down to negative infinity. Okay, so that's going to mean something in a couple of videos, okay? So next problem, do the same thing. Here we have our number line. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. So I get negative 3x is less than or equal to 5 minus 7 is negative 2. But watch this. I'm going to divide by a negative number. And if I divide by a negative number, that the inequality sign switches directions. Negative over negative is positive, so I get it's greater than 2/3. So if I had 0 here, 2/3 is here. It's going to be a solid dot because I have the equal sign. And I want values that are greater than 2/3. So that's going forever this way. So I mean that's going to go to infinity. Next problem, we're going to go ahead and distribute the 2 over the parentheses. I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. I divide each side by 2. So I get x, 0 over 2 is 0, right? I didn't flip the sign because I didn't multiply or divide. So if I got 0 on a number line, this is an open dot because I don't have an equal sign. And I want values greater than 0, so it's going to shade to the right. So that goes to infinity. All right, now we're going to incorporate something called interval notation. So we're still going to use the number line, but we're going to talk about interval notation. So let's go ahead and solve this problem. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. So those cancel. So that gives me 2x plus 2 is less than or equal to 1. Subtract 2. Those cancel. So I only subtracted, so the sign doesn't flip, so that's negative 1. Then I divide each side by 2. And granted, I'm dividing by the 2, so it's not a negative number, so I still keep this. Oops. Negative 1/2. So let's put that on our number line. If we have 0 here, we have negative 1/2 here. Solid or dotted? Yeah, it's dotted. Solid dot, right? And we're going to shade it to the left. So that's going to negative infinity. Now, let's talk about this interval notation. This is a way that we're going to represent it. We will read our number line left to right. Okay? So I'm coming from negative infinity, and that's going to be a rounded bracket because I can never get to the infinities. Okay? And then I'm going to go all the way to negative 1/2. That was a solid dot, so I'm going to use something called a hard bracket. Okay? And square bracket means I had the equal sign. That equal sign here is why it's a hard bracket. The infinity, I can't get to it. So infinity or negative infinity always have a soft bracket or a parenthesis. If it's a equal sign in there, you would use a square bracket that indicates that. So this is called interval notation. So it's just a way of representing what would be on the number line. Okay, let's go ahead and try these. Same idea. So let's say maybe add 2x to both sides. So that's 5x plus 6 is less than or equal to 5. Subtract 6 from both sides. So those are going to cancel out, and that's going to leave me. Okay, so back to this problem. Oops. That's a 5 subtract. So I have 5x, because that cancels out, less than or equal to negative 1. Divide each side by 5. So we're going to get x is less than or equal to negative 1/5. if we put it on a number line, if we have 0 here and we have -1/5 down here, it's a solid dot, and I'm shading it to -infinity. And for interval notation, we're going to read this from left to right. So we're going to go from, remember, soft bracket at -infinity to -1/5. And that's going to be a hard bracket, a square bracket, okay, because we had the equal sign. Okay? Let's go ahead and try this next problem. Distribute the 3 over the parentheses. Combine like terms. And then let's get x by itself. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. So those cancel. So that leaves me x plus 10 is greater than or equal to 3. Subtract 10 from both sides. Those cancel. So I have 0 here. I have -7 here. So I'm going to have a solid dot at the -7. And I want values greater than that. So I'm going to shade to the right. That goes to infinity. Let's make this an interval notation. Okay, so we're starting, remember, we're reading the left to right. So hard bracket at -7, and it's going to infinity. And infinity will always have the soft bracket or the parenthesis. That's it. Make sure you take a look at those homeworks, and any questions on those we'll go over as a class. Have a great day, everybody. Take care of one another.